Okay, I think we're ready to start. So, if you're watching this, I want to let you know I do not have, I've not done a lot of preparation. So, I'm hoping to capture as much of the real process that you might go through to get your Raspberry Pi running Venus OS with as much functionality as you can. And you'll go through the same process as me, except I've done it now 2 or 3 times. So it should be easier for me, but I will forget, I'm sure. So what you're going to need is your Pi. Now this is mine here. It has I have the 7-inch touchscreen that comes with it, along with the back case here. I have this little webcam cropped quite a bit, so the quality is not great, but it'll show you enough. I've got my little card reader here, which I'm hoping will work. If not, I have a backup plan. So I have my SD card in here. I have my Pi with the official touch overlay. I also have, this is actually the card that's in there right now. I have exported all of these things, because all of these different files in here, because I want to keep a record of my, I believe it's the config.txt. There is some things in here that I believe we will have to change, like the frame buffer. Uh, that'll be important later, some things like that. Um, so what happened was with this current one, I think it ran out of space or something. It wasn't reporting to the VRM anymore, so we're rebuilding it. So I'm capturing off everything I can. A Raspberry Pi gives you a partition that is readable to a Mac OS or Windows computer. So if I do a, what is it, disk util list. No, disk util. What is it? Right, disk util list. All right. Uh, so these are all the partitions that are actually on a Raspberry Pi. Now it's not telling me what's available, but you get one. This is the one that you get access to with you when you plug it. Ugh, when you plug it into your computer. These other ones are Linux partitions, which if you have a Linux box or computer, you can read these pretty easily, which might be kind of nice. They use I believe the extension 4 or X4, whatever. I don't know how you pronounce it all. Um, but anyway, I don't really care about saving this because I am pretty far behind. There have been a lot of nice release candidates, and I think there's a pretty stable one out. So we're going to update to that one. What you want to do is we need to get the correct firmware. Step one, let's go to the Google and we'll type in Venus OS beta. I think that'll work. Yes. There we go. So we punch that up. Scroll down. What we're really looking for is the release candidate images. And since ours is a Pi, this is what we want. It also is supported on BeagleBone. I think that's closer to the real hardware. Um, and then there's two different ones. I know some people run this one. I'm not exactly sure the differences in these, to be honest. I know that SWUs are software updates. They're not the full image. I'm going to be um, downloading this one, and actually, I already have it. So it takes a little bit to download. Their servers aren't the fastest. So I already have it. So the next thing you're going to need is something called Etcher. Or I think there are a number of other Raspberry Pi image loaders, whatever. I don't even know exactly what you call it, but I believe this one works with Windows, Mac OS, Linux, all that. It works pretty good. So we are going to roll with that. It has already, I've done this a couple of times. Let's do two. That's most recent one. That's today. Okay. Now it already knows the storage device we want to use. Remember, disk 6, that's what we had before. Don't want to overwrite something that's important. Uh, it generally can figure out what's a flash drive and what's not, so let's flash it. It will need your password on macOS because it needs to do things that require administrative privileges. And now it's validating. That's probably important. I've never had it come back not valid, but whatever. Oh, the other thing I just thought of is we will need some kind of network cable um, to interact with this here. Because it does not have on-screen controls and it does not boot into a GUI right away. So you pretty much need to, uh, you can only access it initially through the network. And so that's what we're going to have to do. So I'm going to have to hunt down a Ethernet cable. All right, well, this is probably why my Pi stopped working. uh, so we will start over with a new Raspberry Pi image or card. I have another one here, but I need to clean off what's on it, so that'll take a minute. I think this is my drone one. Hopefully it's nothing too embarrassing. Oh, yeah, kind of. I do play the hockey a little bit. Got to play at the Excel Center one night. That was a lot of fun. Uh, and then what? Okay, is that it? I thought, okay, yeah, there was a. Alright, I already captured these. Alright, so we are good to pretty much trash this thing. So, take two. We are going up from a 16 gig to a 32 gig, which might be nice, just to have a little bit extra space. So here we go. Flashing again. Looky there. Huzzah! I should have some kind of hotkeys for switching the camera. There, got it in there. Pain in the butt. We are connected with the Ethernet cable. Let's give it power. And let's see what happens here. Oh no, that's interesting. That's the new that must be the new symbol for you don't. I tried to put this the right way, so that must be the new symbol for you're not giving me enough power. That's generally what that means. It will work. It'll let us do what we need it to do, but it's not happy about it. Uh, in the bus, the power supply has plenty of juice, so it's not a problem. All right. Uh, there's little different things going on here. Not a whole lot, but easiest thing, or easiest way to get at this is to see if it's on the network. If you have any kind of uh, network something or other, I have an Eero. Yes, no, we're not doing that. Where you can see what's connected. We're looking for a Raspberry Pi 2. At least that's what it used to be called. Oh, it's updated. Okay. Now it's called Victron Pi. And it looks like it's really hard to see that there, but we can get its IP address with the Eero app. Oh no, that's what I call it, Victron Pi. Victron doesn't call it that. Yeah, the host name you're going to be looking for is. It's probably really hard to see it there because this camera is so far zoomed in, but it's Raspberry Pi 2. And in my case, my IP address is 192.168.7.88. Yours will be different. Go to your routers. There should be some kind of configuration page Usually if you just go to 192.168.1.1 is usually what will get you there. It all depends. Whatever your gateway IP is, that's what you want to go to. And if you don't know what any of that means, ask a comment. I'll help you out. Okay, so we're going to go there. 192.168.7.88. Hey, hey! Okay, so this is it. It's working. You can go. You can see stuff. Oh, that's new. See, they update way more than they say they actually do. So we're gonna go to settings, if I remember right. Oh, right. So what's our next step? Well, our next step is we need to get SSH access so we can load some stuff on. I could start typing in here with a keyboard and everything, but I really don't. I mean, I can. You can do some stuff with it, but you need to get it connected to Wi-Fi and or normal network and all that sort of stuff anyway. So what I like to do is enable SSH from here, and then I don't have to connect a USB keyboard up to this or anything like that. I can just go from the terminal on my computer. That's what I prefer. You can do some stuff through the terminal or just through the console here, but I'm going to try and do it without having to actually connect a whole lot directly to here. So step one, we need to get SSH access. So I kind of remember the steps, which I was jumping to there a little bit, but let's do it right. So Venus OS SSH. Hey, there we go. And they tell you how to do it. That root FS one might already have SSH in it, that image, this thing right here. I don't know. I'm not an expert. So to set access level super user, step one, go to settings, then general. Well, we're at settings. Let's go general. And you can click on this whole interface too. You don't have to use these keys. General, remote SSH. Okay. Set access level to user and installer. Password is easy, whatever. Highlight the access level. Don't open select page. Press and hold the right button on the center pad until you see access level changes super user. You'll need to use the right key in your keyboard. Oh. This is important for us. Note, when working from the remote console, which we will be doing, you need to use the right key on your keyboard. Pressing and holding the right button on your mouse won't work. Okay, so yeah, that's the other thing. You can use your keyboard. So let's enable that. Spacebar does that stuff. So we go here and we hold down right and give it a second. I'm still holding it and I let go. Okay. Now it's super user. Now we can set a password. If it shows the password that I'm going to set here, I will cut that out. You can put whatever you want. All right, and we're back. And what you should have said, or if you set it up right, what you should see is I would say set root user password for to whatever you just typed in there. Next, what do we do? What do we do? Got that stuff. Just so let's connect it to, or it's connected to the VRM portal, which is nice. I like to set the Wi-Fi up. So is my bus Wi-Fi running? I don't think I can get to my bus Wi-Fi from here. So I will connect to my Wi-Fi. I will give you my Wi-Fi password if you're in the area. It's just the burgers. All right, now I don't even need to be connected via Ethernet anymore. That's really nice. All kinds of stuff there. Our next step is we need to get SSH access to this. So, or we have it, but let's punch into it. So let's see if I remember how to SSH here. SSH root at, what was the IP address again? It's right here. 192.168.7.88. If you're on Windows, there are SSH clients. I don't know what they are. I'll be honest. But just Google Windows SSH client and you should be able to get in there. Oh, okay. So what this is. So what I have in here is it knows that something is different about this box because, or this Raspberry Pi because it's been changed. So my computer knows that something's not right here. Something's changed. I think it's the hash, some key. It's not matching. It knows that the machine that it connected to before is not the same as it is now, which is generally a good thing. If someone would be doing a man-in-the-middle attack or something like that, ideally you'd be able to know. What we can do here is, or what I need to do is, I need to remove the line on this. So to do that, what do I need to do? Let's paste this IP address. So I use the nano editor, nano, and we're going to open up that. That didn't do it because I didn't spell it right. It's hosts. There we go. And now I got to go all the way down to the end. There it is. And we need to delete that line. There's probably a faster way to do this. I don't know what it is. I'm sure you can jump all the way there. So we are just going to wait and watch this delete. And that's done. Control O on the Mac will write that. And Control X gets us out of it. Now let's try it again. That's probably what you're going to see the first time you do this, but because I've done it so many times. Do we want to continue? Yes, that fingerprint's just fine. It's in the known hosts. We type in the password we typed in there before. I screwed up. And we're in. So, I think what we should do first is let's verify that or let's at least see. Let's see if the touchscreen is showing up. Last time I ran one of these, their latest beta build, it was not. So if I remember right, it's cd dev /input, I think. Let's see what the inputs are. All right. Touchscreen 0 is what we're looking for. As long as we see that, we know that it knows there's a touchscreen. So before we get too deep into that, let's go into at least the steps to get some different things turned on. So we need to enable GUI on touchscreen display, right? We need to, let's make this bigger. We need to do something else. We need to install touch drivers, whatnot. We need to calibrate touchscreen. And then after that, we're pretty darn close. Some of the new things that I have not done before is we're going to enable screen dimming. Did I not spell that right because I'm a moron? Yeah, it's not timming, it's dimming. Then we're going to enable backlight auto, off, and on. I think those are the things we need to do. Let's start with getting this to behave a little bit more normal or let's get the GUI going on here, and then we'll worry about the touchscreen. No, 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 no. Let's install. Let's do this in reverse order. Let's install the test drivers because then we only have to enable the GUI once. Because otherwise you have to enable it, then you have to disable it, and then you have to re-enable it. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So, first thing we need to do is, I think this is it. So we're going to jump right to a forum post. Is this it? Yes, this is it. This is it. I do have I have a public Google Pages, no, not Pages, Google Docs document where I've put some things in here. Here we go. Okay, so this I will link in this video, and I also have it uh, on the. I have it on another video where I introduced a lot of the Victron stuff I was getting. Um, so we've done a lot of this stuff. Turn on the GUI. We're not going to do that yet because I have. Yeah, actually we're not going to. Okay, we are going to get the touch libraries going, and that's what this is right here. So to do this, what we need to do is a lot of this isn't really required anymore because they figured a lot of this out. The most important thing we need to do is run some of these whatever open package. So we need to start running these commands right here. And I'm sure some of you know way more about this than I do. It's fine, no big deal. This is what's worked for me. So I just copy that command, paste her in there, and it's going to update all the packages. And then we're going to we're going to install the Qt4 mouse driver. So all I'm doing is I'm just copying, pasting them in. Oh no, that's interesting. It's never done that before. Oh. Was it not able to download? I had this happen once before. Why was this? Backend failed. Alright, we're going to go on this journey together. It's probably something I did. What does this mean? So usually what I do, something won't happen. If you cannot access it, you might want to check it later. Well, alright. So if we get returned 8. So if oh, not that. Ah, well, that would do it. Well, we're going to have a bad time. Do they do any? Alright, let's see what's in here. What are we looking at? Release packages. There's no Rocco. Why is it looking for Rocco? Did I tell it to do that? Well, now's about the time we can look around on the Venus forum and ask them what's going on. Oh, well, I'm already in the group, but I'm not logged into it. Oh look, someone already has this. Alright, somebody's already discovered this. That's awesome. Okay. Release developable and all arrows fixed. Okay. So, we have to grab. There we go. They said change it from release to develop. That doesn't make sense to me because we aren't candidate or. I guess develop will get you your most newest. So we'll do that here. You should not have to do this. I've never had to do this before. So Control O, write that bugger, Control X, get out of there. Now we can finally do the update, and let's hope it grabs everything. Awesome. Can we install the thing? Huzzah. It's doing things. Perfect. Okay, that was a crazy detour we didn't need to do. Alright, so where were we? Where were we? Right. Recipe for touchscreens. So we just installed the mouse driver. Now, anything with the hash here, that is a comment. We don't run those. So let's grab each one of these and run it. While that one's going, I'll grab the next one. There's probably a way to run these concurrently or one after another. I'm not sure what they all are. Okay, it must already have them in there on that one. All right, configuring. That's good. All right. Okay, so we test that. So each time you push or touch the touchscreen, it should print out some coordinate data. So let's do that. Oh, okay, I'm here. I don't think I can show both at the same time, but I'm just going like that. I'm just moving around and see. So that means we are connected. We're doing stuff. Control X, or no, Control C. What? No, I gotta be on there. There we go. We're out of that. All right. So entering. You can test by drawing on the screen, entering. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Okay, we do need to calibrate it. This is probably the most important part, or one of the most important parts. So we paste that in, and I'm gonna hit enter with you seeing the other one. So let's see what happens here. Okay. So I hit return on there. So now what I have to do, I have to touch each of these points. You can rerun this again later if need be. All right. And now we're calibrated. So we're calibrated there. Now this part is a little bit tricky, if I recall. It was a little bit tricky even last time I did it. We need to be using the touchscreen, or we need to tell the GUI, the onboard GUI, to be able to use the touchscreen. So again, we'll use nano, and we have to make some edits to this. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I did not keep. So if headless, then make it that size. Else headless equals 0. Yeah, echo. If headless, no mouse. Else mouse equals no mouse. I remember I had to do something here. So we need to add the following below that scripter. And we have the tricky part is we have to remove the no mouse parameters. And that has to do with some of these up here. Basically, the way this one works is it fails, um, or it fails to no mouse. Um, what we might end up doing is, I think we change this to maybe just mouse, but I want to find that line here. Okay, so we're putting it here. Oh, all right. I hope I don't break something. But I want it to fail. If all else fails, I want it to have the mouse. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I think just changing this to fail to keeping a mouse. So I know this thing here is somehow related to this. Maybe it needs to be done sooner. I don't know. I haven't seen this updated. Yeah, this. How many pages? Oh, there are a lot of pages. I wonder if this has been updated. Let's look. No, this has not been updated for a long time. I'm not going to worry about it. It's been kind of weird incantations um, to get this to work right. So, uh, we're going to run that. Hopefully that doesn't fail horribly. Uh, the other thing we need to do then is, so we need to get out of there. Then the other thing we need to do is, there's this file here. We can, yeah. This, it's basically just a file that it looks for. It's just a blank text file that it's looking for. If it has that, that means that the boot's headless. So what I do is just, I think I have it even written here in my little thing. Yeah, I think I even wrote. Here's what I do. I do this command right here. We'll even copy mine. So we'll do this. And now next time this bugger boots, it will attempt to boot into the GUI. Problem is right now, its screen size is way too big. We need to make it smaller. So we'll add this to the config file in the boot or in the partition that you can see. So I think what I will do to do that, I think we can just kill power to this. It's not the end of the world. So I'm going to unplug that. Now I could have done, I should have really done this earlier, but I don't know exactly what I was thinking. So, all right. So that's what a normal config.txt looks like. So what you want to do here is take these lines and make sure that they are in your config.txt. After putting the card in your computer, opening it up, open up the config.txt with a text editor of any kind. It's pretty simple. Just make sure frame buffer width equals 480, frame buffer height 272. That's the native, or that's not the native resolution of the screen, but that's the resolution that I believe that's the native resolution of the Color Control GX, the real one. So do that, save it, and put the card back in the Pi. Let's see what happens here. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Actually work. Oh, oh, hey, that's a step in the right direction. It's watchdogging. It didn't stop. You probably can't read that. Maybe you can. Okay, it's starting now. All right, that did not work. Now the question is it? Last time I did this, like it was completely frozen as well. Okay, I can control it here. But touch is not working. Oh, no, touch is working. I think. Or it's poorly mapped. There you go. I turned on the exposure. Yeah, let's... Wow, that... Maybe we need to recalibrate this. It seems to be way off. But touch kind of works. So what I'm going to do is rerun a calibration, I think. So what I got to do that is go back in to SSH, type in my password, and I don't have any of my saved commands because reasons. So let's grab, well, first let's just make sure it's working everywhere. So I'm going to touch everywhere on the screen, and yeah, everywhere I touch it's spitting out data. So I know it works. I'm just kind of doing a whatever pattern. All right, so we can get out of that. That should be good. Let's grab the calibrate command. And it's not going to do anything because we need to reboot. Can't calibrate with the GUI on, so let's try this again. No, what do we need to do? We need to, so I need to grab this thing. Come on, there we go. Except I need to, so now I'm renaming the headless file from .off to just headless, and then so I'll show you me running the restart. So it's shutting down, and it should reboot in a non-headless manner. Now it still has the small frame buffer width, so you can't really read any commands on there. I'm just waiting for the, there we go. I'm SSH'd back in. And now we're going to calibrate again. Ah, that's why. Oh, you have to calibrate before you do the frame buffer. I don't know if you remember how, geez, that is super, super. Let's brighten that up so you see it. These things were super small and I was confused about it. Oh, this makes so much more sense. All right. Okay, if that didn't make sense to anybody, you have to set the width and height of your device before you can calibrate it. Oh, geez. Okay, so we're going to do .off, on, shutdown -R now, and so we're rebooting, we're rebooting, we're rebooting. And we are rebooting. Okay. We're watchdogging. We're at the prompt. We're starting. Hey, that's awesome. You can't really see that because let me adjust the iris here a little bit. There we go. Boom. There we go. Oh, much better. It's not, as you can tell, it's not, I wouldn't call it great. Where do we got to go here for the Central America? Setting the time zone here. Not Central Brazilian. That sounds painful. I'll be here all week. Central America Standard Time? Central Standard. Like, what's the... Yeah. Gotta do that. That's important, otherwise it'll throw everything off. In a little bit here, it'll figure out what time we're actually at. That's there. Actually, let's just review. Am I missing anything here? Yeah, that's off. Yeah. Keyboard working. We're not messing with that. For the most part, if you really need that sort of stuff, like you need the actual keyboard keys, just hit the IP address and you can navigate it here. So, that's what's going on there, but let's get the dimming working. So this, we'll go to the Victron Dev Venus site, and is this the one? So I have not actually done this yet, so we are going to learn this together. That's what the, okay, yes, that works. Okay. So we go, so I think we open Etsy Venus backlight devices. Let's see what's there. Oh, right, we got to relog in. We're there. Oh, no. CD. No such file. Right, nano. Oh, we probably have to write something to that. What do we write? Okay, we're close. Right, there was a different one that was talking about. Is that where we're at? Backlight device, yeah. So we had sys class that. I mean, we'll control the brightness. Back that off. So I think this is all we do. So we're writing that, we're saving it. That's Control O again to do that. Control X to get out of there. I think we probably have to reboot the Pi for that to show up, or do. So we're not getting the controls to show up yet. So what I propose we do is we just reboot the thing. It's easily done, and see if it shows up. You have to double tap the reboot. Hey, now does it work? Looks like currently no. Oh. I can adjust the slider, but it's not doing anything. I probably should have. I wonder if you need that script. There's got to be something we're missing here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So what I should do is, okay, this is important. Oh, crap. Okay, so copy to U-boot overlays. So let's, step one, yes, whatever. Let's install that kernel overlay. Okay, it must already be in there. Let's see what's here. CD. Is that one in there? Or probably backlight or display. Okay, alright. This is what we don't have yet. I'll just copy that, not copy the link. That was my mistake. So we're just going to do wget right, just that, and that should load it in there. Okay, the Raspberry Pi display overlay is in there. We should be good. Copy, well, it's already in there. Reboot, probably. Okay, so if we go there, oh, not LS. See, I'm guessing. So right now there's nothing in there. He's saying there should be that in there. So what we need to do is we need to reboot this thing. So shut down, or now. Let's reboot. We'll wait for it to come back on. I don't think I'll bother switching cameras because only horrible things happen when I do that. So we will just wait patiently. Oh, look at that. Look at that. She works. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Hopefully that was clear as mud. All right, we just got one more thing to go, and that is the blackout timeout. Let's do that. So that's there, that's there. So I wonder if I need to do that or not. So let's start. Sometimes I work backwards. Let's start by opening up blank display device. So nano, that's nothing. That's okay. And let's copy that in there. And Control O to save it. Control X to get out of there. Okay, so that should make. Alright, well, let's reboot this thing yet again and see what happens here. Alright, let's see what's here. Display language. Hey, we got display off time now. Now will it? Now the interesting thing is this doesn't work right. Like it takes a little bit to figure out like, yeah, I want to work. No, I don't. That is like almost off. That's pretty cool. So display off time. So we can set whatever we want. Now what I don't know is like will it 10 minutes probably a good time. Let's just leave that. I don't know of a good way to, well, we could try 10 seconds. Let's see what happens. Count us down, everybody. 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, it went off. Now will it come back on? And it came back on. That's awesome. Okay, we're good to go. Whew. I've got an hour and a half real time. I will edit this down a little bit. Whew. We got through it. So now I have a, oh, it keeps turning off. So I'm going to change that to 10 minutes. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, all right. And then I'm going to put this back together and put it back in the bus. So I'm super, super excited about all that.